Emma was a young and talented writer living in a small, picturesque town nestled in the mountains. With narrow cobblestone streets, vibrant flower gardens, and ivy-covered stone walls, the town looked as if it were pulled straight from a fairy tale. Her home, a cozy cottage adorned with antique decorations, was the perfect sanctuary for her creative pursuits. Emma's parents, both renowned authors, had instilled in her a love for storytelling from an early age. She grew up surrounded by the mystique of their extensive book collection and spent hours upon hours lost in the worlds contained within those pages. As she grew older, her passion for writing only intensified, and she began to craft her own stories, each more vivid and imaginative than the last. However, Emma had always felt a strange disconnect between the world she lived in and the world she created. She often found herself daydreaming, wishing she could somehow experience the adventures she so lovingly described in her writing. One fateful day, while browsing through her late grandfather's belongings in the attic, Emma stumbled upon a dusty, old typewriter. It was a beautiful machine, with intricate engravings and a sense of history emanating from every key. Intrigued, she carefully carried it downstairs, determined to use it for her next story. Emma spent the next few days typing away on the typewriter, captivated by the satisfying clack of the keys as she breathed life into her latest tale. The story she crafted was of a young adventurer exploring a hidden world, filled with wonder and peril. Unbeknownst to Emma, as her fingers flew across the keys, the typewriter began to hum softly, emitting a warm, golden glow. As Emma typed the final sentence of her story, the room began to tremble, and a bright light enveloped her. She felt a sudden tug, and within moments, she found herself standing in the very world she had just written about. Emma's heart raced as she realized the power of the typewriter. It had brought her story to life, and now she was part of it. The world around her was more breathtaking than she could have ever imagined. Tall, majestic trees with leaves the color of the setting sun touched the sky, and a chorus of mythical creatures filled the air with their enchanting songs. A path, made of iridescent, luminescent stones, stretched out before her, beckoning her to explore the world she had created. Emma embarked on her adventure, her excitement barely contained. As she ventured deeper into the hidden world, she discovered that the characters she had written were alive, each with their own personalities, quirks, and dreams. They welcomed her as one of their own, and Emma quickly formed deep connections with them. Over time, Emma learned from the characters, each one teaching her valuable lessons about love, friendship, and courage. She faced challenges and obstacles that tested her resolve, yet emerged stronger and wiser after each encounter. This world was everything she had ever dreamt of, and Emma reveled in the joy of living the adventure she had written. However, as the days turned into weeks, and then months, Emma began to grow homesick. She longed for her cozy cottage, her loving parents, and the familiar embrace of her small, picturesque town. She was torn between the world she had created and the life she had left behind. Emma knew she had to find a way back home, but she was uncertain if the typewriter held the key to her return. Determined to find answers, Emma sought the guidance of the wise oracle, a character she had created within her story. Nestled atop a breathtaking mountain, the oracle's abode was a crystal sanctuary that shimmered under the moonlight. Emma climbed the treacherous mountain path, her resolve unwavering as the wind howled around her. Upon reaching the summit, the oracle greeted her with a knowing smile. "You have come seeking a way to return to your world, have you not?" the oracle asked, her eyes filled with ancient wisdom. "Yes," Emma replied, her voice trembling with emotion. "I love this world more than I can express, but my heart aches for the life I left behind. Please, tell me how I can go back." The oracle closed her eyes, her brow furrowing in concentration. After a moment, she opened her eyes and spoke. "The typewriter that brought you here is indeed the key to your return. However, it is not as simple as writing yourself back into your own world. You must first complete a quest." Emma listened intently as the oracle outlined the quest she must undertake: to find the legendary ink of the forgotten, hidden in a remote corner of the world. This enchanted ink, when used with the typewriter, would enable her to rewrite her path and return to her own reality. Fueled by a newfound sense of purpose, Emma set off on her journey to find the ink of the forgotten. Along the way, she encountered dangers and trials she had never anticipated, each one forcing her to confront her deepest fears and insecurities. But with each challenge she overcame, Emma's determination only grew stronger. Emma's quest led her through treacherous landscapes, from the eerie whispering woods, where the trees spoke riddles in hushed tones, to the desolate wastes of sorrow, a barren land haunted by the echoes of lost dreams. Each place tested her resilience and willpower, as she drew upon the lessons she had learned from the characters she had encountered. As Emma's journey progressed, she came to appreciate the beauty and complexity of the world she had created. She marveled at the intricate tapestry of life that unfolded before her, witnessing the delicate balance of light and darkness, joy and sadness, courage and fear. She began to understand the significance of her role as both a creator and a participant in this world. After months of searching, Emma finally reached the fabled location of the ink of the forgotten. The enchanted ink lay hidden within the heart of an ancient, sunken temple, submerged deep beneath the surface of a serene, crystal-clear lake. Emma took a deep breath and dove into the depths, her heart pounding with a mixture of excitement and apprehension. Navigating the shadowy corridors of the submerged temple, Emma found herself face to face with a massive, ornate door. Intricate carvings of mythical creatures and ancient symbols adorned its surface, hinting at the wonders that lay beyond. Emma mustered her courage and pushed the door open, revealing a chamber bathed in a soft, ethereal light. At the center of the chamber stood a pedestal, upon which rested a delicate glass vial filled with a shimmering, otherworldly ink. Emma carefully took the vial into her hands, feeling a surge of energy course through her veins as she held the ink of the forgotten. With the precious ink in her possession, she knew that she was one step closer to returning home. However, as she swam back to the surface, she couldn't help but feel a twinge of sadness, knowing that her time in this magical world was coming to an end. Emma returned to the village where her journey had begun, the ink of the forgotten safely tucked away in her satchel. The characters she had grown to love welcomed her back with open arms, their faces a mix of joy and sorrow, knowing that her departure was imminent. The night before she was to use the enchanted ink, a grand celebration was held in Emma's honor. Stories were shared, laughter rang through the air, and friendships were cemented for eternity. As the festivities wound down, Emma found herself filled with a deep sense of gratitude for the experiences she had gained and the connections she had made. The following morning, Emma sat at a small, wooden desk, the old typewriter and the vial of enchanted ink before her. Her heart was heavy with the weight of her impending farewell, but she knew that her place was back in her own world. With a deep breath, Emma dipped the typewriter ribbon into the ink of the forgotten and began to type. As she wove the tale of her return, she poured her heart and soul into every word. The typewriter hummed with energy, the enchanted ink glowing brightly with each stroke of the keys. Emma's story unfolded before her, a tapestry of love, friendship, and self-discovery that connected the two worlds she had come to cherish. As she typed the final sentence, a brilliant light once again enveloped her, and she felt the now familiar sensation of being transported between worlds. When the light subsided, Emma found herself standing in her cozy cottage, the warm glow of the fireplace casting flickering shadows on the walls. The memories of her time in the hidden world were as vivid and as real as ever. The love and friendship she had experienced etched forever in her heart. She knew that she would never forget the adventure she had lived, and the lessons she had learned would stay with her for the rest of her life. As the days went by, Emma readjusted to her life in the small, picturesque town. She shared her incredible journey with her parents, who listened with rapt attention and amazement. They marveled at the power of the old typewriter and the adventure it had bestowed upon their daughter. Emma's tale inspired her parents to reignite their own creative passions, and soon, the family was immersed in a whirlwind of storytelling. Emma continued to write, her experiences in the hidden world providing her with endless inspiration. Her stories grew richer and more intricate, each one a testament to the life-changing adventure she had embarked upon. The characters she had come to know and love lived on through her words, their spirits forever intertwined with her own. Meanwhile, the old typewriter sat on a shelf in Emma's room, a constant reminder of the extraordinary journey she had taken. She would often find herself gazing at it, lost in memories of the hidden world and the friends she had left behind. She knew, deep down, that she would never use the typewriter again, for fear of losing herself in the world she created. As the years went by, Emma's fame as an author continued to grow, her stories capturing the hearts and minds of readers across the globe. One day, while visiting a distant city for a book signing, she stumbled upon a small, dusty bookstore tucked away in a narrow alley. Intrigued, Emma ventured inside, the scent of old books and parchment filling her senses. As she perused the shelves, a particular book caught her eye. It was an old, leather-bound tome, its pages worn with age. The title sent a chill down her spine, Memoirs of the Forgotten. Emma hesitated for a moment before reaching for the book, curiosity overwhelming her. As she flipped through the pages, Emma was astonished to find that the book chronicled her own life, from her idyllic childhood to the magical adventure she had embarked upon with the typewriter. Emma's heart raced as she read the final pages, which revealed the shocking twist. She herself was a character in someone else's story, and the typewriter was a gift from the author to give her the chance to live her own adventures. Emma stood in the dimly lit bookstore, the weight of the revelation settling upon her. Her entire life had been crafted by another's hand, each adventure, friendship, and challenge a creation of a mysterious author. And yet, she couldn't deny the love and joy she had experienced throughout her journey. With a newfound sense of purpose, Emma resolved to continue writing her own stories, using the gift she had been given to bring happiness and inspiration to others. She carried the knowledge of her own origin as a reminder that, no matter the circumstances, one can always choose to write their own story and live their own adventure. In the end, Emma's legacy lived on, her tales touching the lives of countless people, all while she remained forever grateful to the unknown author who had given her the opportunity to experience the magic of her own imagination. As Emma sat in her study one day, a ray of sunlight streaming through the window caught her eye, reflecting off the old typewriter on the shelf. She couldn't help but smile, knowing that her greatest adventure had been born from its enchanted keys. And as she picked up her pen and began to write, she whispered a silent thank you to the typewriter, for it had given her the most precious gift of all, the chance to live the story of her dreams.